Okay. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Anonnie's Temple. You can call me Anonnie. So I'm in a new area. I think mostly just for today. I decided to record in a different part of the building of where I live. So I was getting the decks prepped and ready, and the Unicorn Tarot specifically said that it wanted to speak, it wanted to share, it wanted to offer some love, some kindness, some support, a supportive word for you. I'm hearing things aren't as bad as they seem. Although they may seem a bit dark or a bit gray, they're not as bad as they seem. They're telling me that, like, the general pulse of the heart space, wow, we have Page of Rods and the Ace of Swords. I'm hearing it gets better. I'm hearing from my spirit guides who I've called in that it kind of seems like right now the general heart space of humanity is feeling a bit gray or is feeling a bit morose. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me better than you can hear them. Okay? Let me just double check and make sure you all can hear me, okay? I want to make sure you all can hear me. I want to make sure you all can hear me. Okay, you can kind of hear them in the background. Sorry. But I'm going to keep going, okay? Yeah, Queen of Pentacles here. I feel here like, one thing that I'll share is this week, in the past, I think this past week, right? I really learned more the meaning of going with the pathway of least resistance. And I think, being someone who is Black and in America, okay, like the path of least resistance is a privilege. You know what I mean? But there was something that I had been putting off for several months. And as soon as I actually scheduled it and decided to get it done, I don't know why it took me so long to get this done. Like I was looking for every other avenue or every other way to kind of make this work better for me instead of just taking it at face value in some way and just realizing, like, oh, okay, you know what, this is fine. Like just like sometimes things like that just happen, like this is fine. Look at all of this like fire energy that's coming out. You see this? This is all fire energy. This is 4, 5, 6, 6 cards having to do with fire energy. They're showing me that you may be sort of caught in this restless maze energy, so to speak. They're showing me a corn maze, and you kind of are just going around in circles and circles, and instead you just decide to set the corn maze on fire or something. I feel here like what I want to tell you is if you're going through a really difficult time where there's a lot of energy, but you're not sure of what to do with it, or you're not sure of how to direct it, or you're trying to make sense of the energy that's being directed at you in combination with your own energy here, I get this feeling like there's a lot that's being asked of you. There's a lot that people are relying on your energy to create. With the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune here, it's like it's this energy of demand, like you're high in demand, but sometimes that can be overwhelming. And I feel here like you're high in demand, not only physically, but I feel that there's spiritual energy here too, or that you're able to feel both spiritual and physical energy when you're in demand. And so, like, because of that, you can become a little extra tired, or maybe a little extra irritable, or just a little extra, like sensitive. And I feel that this is because now you can tell how folks are paying attention to you physically, and you can also feel it interdimensionally. Like, let me tell you this here. So, there's this project that I've been working on, of the many, right? But this one's, I'm really grateful that this one's really coming to its start date where I get to start promoting it. And I showed what I have in progress to someone who I consider to be a friend, right? And when I showed this person what I was working on, they were actually critical of it. Like, they were critiquing it and they were throwing shade at it. And I just sat back and I was like, oh, very disappointed in it. And when I didn't exactly, like when someone is trying to throw shade at you, it's like they want you to kind of be in the mental space that they are in because they're throwing shade. And when I didn't agree with this person and what they were saying about what I was creating, then it finally came out that they've always wanted to create what I was creating, but they never had the courage to do it. And so I feel here like I want to acknowledge for the Divine Collective, if this is supportive for you, that you're actually more courageous in ways than you think even about your own self. There's this energy here of being someone who may not always be able to see the most positive aspects of themselves. And I'm even hearing sometimes you may even question what you bring to the table. Temperance and Nine of Wands. But I think that is only a restless energy or a restless mind or an anxious mind that makes this up for you. That worthiness comes from doing. That's a lot of what I'm getting here. So I just want to remind you that you are working on things and creating things and even being someone that other people don't even have the courage to be, to step into, to believe in themselves, to create. So be proud of yourself for this. I think that there is a bit of a snag or something that has been happening because we have the Temperance Angels coming in with Nine of Rods to kind of help you along the way. There's an acknowledgement here that you've been working very hard, even to the point where maybe your attention is kind of dispersed in several directions because we have a lot of fire energy here. And yet I feel like even still your motivation is burning. What you're creating is very creative. And it's going to be for the people who get it. And if there are other folks who don't get it, then it's just that's their perception. That's where they're coming from. I feel here that what you're learning, I feel like I heard for the month of January, and we have 12:21 on the clock, showing mirrored realities. But what I want to tell you here is, I feel like what you learned in January was to only give when you're receiving, or to receive and to give. And Eight of Cups here is showing me like if something feels like it's too difficult and it's taking so much mental space or capacity for you to figure it out or to work through it, I feel like in January you finally learned that's going to mean that it's not for me. Remember here, like the path of least resistance. I feel like that's the lesson here that you've learned. I'm hearing specifically that if it brings more grief than pleasure, you have learned to just throw it by the wayside. It's not for you anymore. And I feel like it's not for your reality anymore. I feel here like the angels are kind of carrying you through the last couple of yards of this race or whatever this journey is that you've been on thus far, trying to create something or to put all of this creative energy into something that you've manifested into something material. I feel like I see them carrying you the last few yards of this race to make sure that you make it to the finish line. And I feel here like they really want you to focus on what is ahead. Because with you leaving behind, let's say, this threshold, I feel like your threshold was very high when it came to enduring. And the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Swords. I feel here like you're entering into a time period in your life where if it feels too heavy, if it disrupts your peace, you're not having it. But remember, that's only one side of the story. Because anybody can just go around and start cutting people off and acting like you don't do this and you don't do that and you don't give me this or you don't give me that or that's not what I need, and cutting people off because of how they treat you. But there's the other side of the coin where you must learn how to come alive on the other side. And that's what I see you doing here. It's not just about blocking or cutting off or limiting communication and setting boundaries. It's also setting boundaries, but also opening up new boundaries because you now have a more healthy response to connections, to work, to labor, and to relationships. So, in fact, I see you closing an old road, but also opening the new one and letting new people in. Let's see, let me continue to clarify here. This is a bit of a slower reading. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one up. Yeah, the Hermit here. Okay, what would you like to clarify first, Most High Divine? Thank you. Four of Swords. There's some healing that needs to be done here. High Priestess. Hold on, Queen of Swords. Okay, that's more than healing. Why does this King of Pentacles want to talk to you? Okay. There's something else that's coming out here about receiving downloads from the divine, because that's what this energy specifically is. High Priestess, Queen of Swords, Four of Swords is receiving downloads. There's a King of Pentacles who is coming through to try to let you know that you may be feeling rejected from them right now, but they actually have feelings for you. There he is with the King of Swords, with the star showing you a wish fulfillment. But it's like you don't, and then it brings us back to the Page of Wands, like you don't see it coming. You aren't fully acknowledging that it's there or what is to come. I feel here like there's a guide who wants you to focus on how bright your future is instead of like all of the darkness that you have made it through. And that's again the energy of you setting boundaries, but also knowing when to open them. Okay? I see here this King of Pentacles offering you something, but I feel like the issue is here, like you just aren't sure of what it is. Can you clarify more about this High Priestess receiving downloads, please? Show this one. Eight of Rods. It's very interesting. It's kind of like, you're receiving the downloads. You know what they are. I feel like they have settled in And the last piece of the puzzle is for you to transition. So I feel like this message is for someone who could be moving. Because there's something here about Five of Swords, Ace of Cups. There's something here about keeping company that doesn't even appreciate you. Five of Swords, Ace of Cups, Three of Pentacles here. It's this energy of knowing when it's time to just leave what's on the table and to get up and go. Because you respect yourself too much for something, or because it's like you respect yourself enough to give yourself what you need. Temperance and Ace of Cups, like this is not bringing me peace, it's actually bringing me grief, strife, a sense of competition. Like I'm around people who are trying to always seek, dominate, and destroy, and to confuse people. And maybe you've been holding yourself back from relationships or connecting with others because the environment specifically where you're seeking out your connections has a lot of competitiveness to it. So those may not actually be the type of connections that you're really looking for. I see you moving and finding people where you feel very appreciated and loved for who you are, where you don't need to shift and you don't need to change. And not only this, it's like these people are, I want to say, like assets to your life, but not in like a capitalist way. It's like these people support your life and help to give it meaning. Six of Swords and the Lovers. I see here issues and problems that you're facing resolving themselves once this energy of physical movement comes into play. So it could be maybe exercising more or moving your body more, but I certainly am feeling here there's an energy here about who you were surrounding yourself with. And I'm even hearing in some ways like overstaying your welcome. You don't need to be there anymore. So that's what I'm getting here. It's like that energy of when you feel like you have stayed too long over a friend's house. That's what I'm hearing. And you're like, oh, I guess I should kind of go, or maybe I should leave, or yeah. All right, let's see what else is here, and then I'm going to close this out, okay? This is a very quick message. Whoever this is for, I think the planning is ready. I think you are ready. I think the energy is ready for the shift and for a change. There's just something here about there's something here about the energy of like a spam bot. There's this devil energy here. Oh, whatever. I don't even feel the need to repent it or to rebuke it. There's this devil energy here that, how do I say this, has nothing better to do than to focus on you. And so with the Knight of Rods here, it's kind of like something that they do on the daily or every day to try to see if some type of offering or whatever it was that they have done has taken shape or how it has impacted you. I really feel here like I feel here like the Three of Pentacles, who you've gotten to know or who you've connected yourself to, maybe in a work environment, but I I feel here like it's just very oppressive. It's toxic. Maybe it's difficult to trust the people there. Knight of Rods, like everything is always coming and going. There's so much movement, so much to do. It's like there's a lack of presence. Or, you ever work somewhere and even though the culture of work is toxic, some people kind of go along with it. And it's kind of, and then I feel here like when you stay there for long enough, right, in this like work environment that's toxic, you may start to like question yourself, like, why does that not feel okay to me? Why does that not feel right to me? Why don't I like this boss micromanaging or doing whatever it is, or the colleagues creating the culture where it's okay for the boss to do something like that? I feel like there's something here about just differences in, let me see. Let me try another deck and see if anything else. Actually, we'll continue, okay? What else do you want to show us here, Divine? They're telling me, yeah, okay. Judgment, okay. What they're telling me here is it's actually up to you when you're ready to go. I feel here like when this decision is made, things come into alignment for you. If you get good news, I think you'll feel the weight off of your shoulders and some relief being away from this organization that has these expectations that aren't healthy, and they know that they're not. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I'm just going to leave that there. But they're showing me here, like they want you to leave behind these timelines where there's the Three of Swords, where it seems like trauma or upset is repeating itself. It's your decision now to get up and go and to leave it behind. And there's something here about self-respect that I keep receiving, because when you work in these toxic work environments, they work you like a dog. That's like what I'm getting here. Or it's like they work you to the point where it's like it's oppressive, or you don't like how the people in management talk to you, they talk down on you. Show me this about Eight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and Three of Swords. Like it's time to go. It's like when love is no longer being served, it's time to go. Thank you. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I think this has to do with somebody's work. And the Star. You see, there's the Empress. So I'm going to tell you why this old timeline isn't working anymore. This old timeline where you have a boss and someone has demands over you, Three of Coins to the Devil, Knight of Rods. They're trying to tell you how to use or how to spend your life force or your creative energy, what you should be doing, what you should be focusing on, what you should be creating. The longer that you're in that energy, I feel here the more heartbreak that comes. Because with the Eight of Cups here and the true decision that you need to make to move on from this, to say like, there is nothing being served here for me, to move on from what is no longer serving you. As soon as you make that decision and you actually put action behind it and you go, you're going to show up as the Star, Eight of Pentacles, and the Empress. It's because some type of focus is meant to be on you. You're not supposed to be a cog in the wheel, or you're not supposed to be in the crew backstage. You are someone who is brought onto the center of the stage as a part of the work that you do. And so this Devil and Three of Pentacles, I feel like they have been wanting you to play small. Maybe they've only been offering you a Page of Cups here. when that's not enough emotional fulfillment for you, like that's not enough to keep your creative energy piping hot or continue to feed your motivation. This Three of Swords has to do with knowing that you're not where you want to be and making the decision to leave it behind because that's a good enough reason in and of itself. Okay. Anything else here, Most High? Knight of Wands and a message. What is this message coming in? It's active. I'm hearing it's active. It's not just a communication, it's actively coming in. Interesting. This energy, whoever this person is, I have felt them in the ethers. There is someone who is watching over and making sure that you're okay. And I feel like this is spiritual, of course, but this feels like a physical person who has been like watching you, taking notes, and seeing how you've been standing above the challenges that they are somehow also aware that you've been through. Show me this. We have two message cards that have come out here. Six of Cups. Four of Swords. It's like people, show me please. King of Pentacles. See, there he is. Queen of Cups. And those two are coming out together again. There is some type of King of Pentacles who has been watching and waiting and watching and waiting. And I think it's been agitating your auric field, so to speak. To have someone who's like acting like they're just on the outskirts and they're going to take notes and observe and kind of see what they think of you. This person is thinking about like how you make them feel with the Six of Cups and the Four of Swords, why you feel so familiar to them. It's like I think I'm hearing like overdrawn or withdrawn. What else about this King of Pentacles, please? They actually told me to go to the Oracle deck. We have, I don't know, try again. Shitty seeds don't grow, they're just manure. They thought their seeds would grow, but it served as fertilizer for your growth. And we have prison time in the positive, which means that someone gets put away and it makes you feel better. There's a King of Pentacles here who's been reminiscing about you a lot. And I feel like they are reminiscing about you and the current situation in their life that they're in, who they've chose to align with, or who this person's coming through to talk about how they're reflecting on who they've actually chosen to make an alliance with in their life, or who they've chosen to forgive. I'm trying to not be resistant towards this because I don't know who this person is or why they're coming through, but I'm just going to try to let them come through. This person is kind of like looking back at the choices that they have made, and they see you doing well for yourself in the Seven of Rods energy here, so they're reminiscing. But there's something here about like this person focusing on you so much that they kind of hope that it affects you. And that's the part that I don't like. Okay? What else is here, Divine? About this King of Pentacles? Temperance. Show me. Six of Rods. The Emperor reversed. Ace of Coins and the Four of Rods. So I'm going to tell you something here. Maybe you had high hopes for this King of Pentacles or for a connection with them, whoever they are. But they're showing up as someone who doesn't have what it takes to be the Emperor for you. He doesn't have what it takes. He's coming out in the reversed. And I feel like this person is show me this. Hold on. Show me this Emperor in the reversed energy. Four of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Eight of Swords. I mean, I think there are a couple of ways that I can read this, okay? This is what I'll share. I'm going to try another deck after this. There's a King of Pentacles who has you heavy on their mind, and they're reminiscing about being with you, communicating with you, whatever time it was that you spent together. And they're holding on to a pessimistic perception about it, meaning that they're looking at what they did wrong, what they should have done. Maybe they're looking at like where things didn't go right. They're playing back all of the sad and upsetting memories that the two of you have. But there's something here about this masculine playing back these memories or thinking about you and fatherhood. The Emperor reversed to the King of Pentacles. I see this masculine deeply reflecting on his pursuit of money and what that has really afforded him in his life. Because he's not an emperor. He could even be someone who maybe he is an emperor here, but money and business just demands all of his life and all of his time. And it's starting to make him feel weak. And then he thinks about you, and then Five of Cups energy comes in. He focuses on what has been lost. And what has been lost is you. That's what I'm saying. It's like this person is watching you in the Temperance and Six of Rods, like keep your doing whatever it is you need to keep your peace, but also staying in the spotlight and having a good balance between being in the spotlight and maintaining your peace, protecting yourself, and then allowing people to appreciate you or allowing yourself to have fans, so to speak. I get that energy a lot with this. With our collective, there are people who look up to you, people who admire you, people who you know and who you don't know, who keep you on their mind. So I see here this King of Pentacles reflecting on what has truly been lost in his pursuit of money or career or business, because he's not a father and he wants to be. Okay, he's really like kind of stuck in his head about this with the Eight of Swords, Five of Swords. Like, have they actually, this person, I don't want to get into this. This is what I'm going to tell you here. I don't want to tell you to hold out hope for this person, because I don't think you should. I think you should continue on with your life. And I feel here, as you continue on with your life, this King of Pentacles will continue to think about you. And they're going to continue to think about shoulda, woulda, coulda, whether or not they were their own worst enemy because they chose incorrectly. And it's because they chose a Queen of Rods to spend their time with. And this person, this Queen of Rods, Five of Wands, and Death is really just like, they don't even have anything in common. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. It's like all about appearances, and eventually this person's going to realize that like there's really nothing left and nothing is being served to them here, and they're just going to stop. So the person, I feel here them being in a mental space of like, why did I fight so long with this Queen of Rods? Why didn't I just end it? And it eventually it does end. And the situation between him and this Queen of Rods gets called off. And then he's going to offer a relationship to someone else. And I feel like that someone else is you. This feels like one of those scenarios where it may kind of feel like you are aware that you could be in a relationship with someone before that other person is kind of aware of it, from a space of intuition. Is this person, because then we have the Fool here, is this person with the Queen of Rods right now? Like, are they together or something? What's their partnership? Nine of Swords and the Moon. I feel like Seven of Cups in the reverse. Like you, this is what I feel like I want to tell you here. It's not about whether or not this King of Pentacles is with the Queen of Wands anymore. It's about whether or not your energy is even available to them anymore. That's what they're anxious about. That's the Nine of Swords and the Moon is more than anxious. This is having like a mental breakdown. Like they just need a weekend to like completely cry themselves out, or they're not getting anywhere with problem solving. This King of Pentacles feels that if they can't be with you, they're stuck where they no longer want to be. And that is with the Queen of Wands. So they're doing a lot of reflecting, wondering about whether or not they've actually been their own worst enemy. Okay? This prison time feels like it's a mental prison. All right, let me try the Macabre deck and then I'm going to close this out, okay? Thank you all for joining me. I feel like the energy from the full moon in Leo has been really intense. And I feel here like whoever this King of Pentacles is, they know that judgment time is here. Judgment is on the bottom, but they know that you are leaving. And maybe that is a lot of the projection that you've been feeling. Maybe you've been feeling emotional or anxious or having crying spells, or maybe you've been anxious about making the decision that you know is good for you. I feel like this person knows that, like they can feel you moving on. Yeah, Lovers here. Okay. Let's check out the Macabre deck and see if there's anything else that wants to come through on this day. Thank you all for joining me. Most High Divine. Nine of Swords reversed, like, don't worry. Higher Self, what is the best message for me to deliver on this day for the Divine Collective? Glory be to Source One, and thank you, angels and archangels as well. Thank you. See, look at this here. Why is this Page of Swords energy is very prevalent. And that's why I'm telling you it's about having people watch you, people admire you, having people reflect on the work that you're doing, people take notes on the work that you're doing and who you are. This is the energy of now having a crowd. I feel here that there's going to be some folks who love what you do. There are going to be other people who try to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. And maybe that's the energy that you're learning here, that you don't really need to sit at that table, number one, if love is not being served. But also, number two, look around and see who else is sitting at that table. Do you even like them? Or are you there serving as the creative force, the one to watch, the trendsetter, the one who they are benefiting from taking notes from? Someone here could have those, what is this? those coffin nails, but I'm talking about like extra long, long and like sharp. Page of Swords, Ten of Wands, Strength, the Star. So this is what I'm going to tell you. Three of Pentacles, Four of Cups, the Magician. High Priestess, Four of Wands. It's just like there's a lot of people who are like talking. I'm trying to sift through the energy because it's almost like people are more interested in you than you are in them right now. I feel here with the Page of Swords energy, like you have guides who are letting you know that they are watching you and they know that this Ten of Wands energy is taking place. Remember, I told you that these angels, they are lifting you up and making sure that you get to the finish line here with the Strength, Six of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. And they're acknowledging that it's not like this is easy, right? It's like when you run the entire marathon or a triathlon, or you run an ultra marathon and you get to the last half mile. That's when everything feels like it's ready to break. That's when it almost somehow you can start to feel the pain that's in your feet, the pain that's in your legs. They know, okay? But they want you to keep your eyes on the finish line, keep your eyes on the prize, because wherever you're headed to, Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and Strength, it's a better life. It's a better environment. There are better people. There's better relationships. And I feel here with High Priestess and the Four of Wands, it's like people will understand you as a Queen of Pentacles, but also they'll understand you spiritually. High Priestess. The guides here, this is one of those messages where the guides are saying, keep trucking through, keep tugging through. We know that you're pulling a truck on your back right now with a rope. You know what I mean? They know. Okay? But you're still on time. You're still going in the right direction. You can know, I feel here, High Priestess, like you can feel that more stability is coming in and that's what you're heading towards. So with the Strength energy here, it's like, look at how the fish even looks the same. You know what I mean? You'll make it through, okay? Sometimes it's helpful just to hear your guides, repeat back to you, yeah, that shit's hard. Okay, sometimes it's helpful to just not, you know what I mean? Like to not have someone say to you like, oh, it's going to get better, or just focus on the positive. No, I'm going to sit here and look you in the face and say, yo, your calves must be thick. Your back must be tired. Your eyes must be weary. Your heart must be sore. Your body is sore. Your mental space is tired. I see that and I understand that. And I want to let you know that it's temporary. Okay? You can make it through. The Sun in Judgment, you can make it through. And what's on the other side is so much happiness. Six of Rods, the Sun in Judgment. It's like the final marathon of your life. Are you ready to cross the finish line? You are. And you're about to get there. Final messages, please. Eight of Pentacles, Six of Swords. I see you taking your work with you too. What's this Five of Wands? There's something weird, like, and this is why I feel like this is an energy for someone who really does need to move. They need to relocate. Okay? Because what I'm receiving here is people trying to stress you out, Five of Wands, or the competition trying to stress you out so much so that they want you to kind of give up on something before you go. This is what they're showing me. What is this? They're showing me some type of like game. Let me explain it this way. It's like these people want to hit you with a stick before you go in hopes that you will drop one of the blessings that the Most High has gifted you while you're on your way out. So it's almost like they want to like hit you with this stick and hope that a prize will fall out while you are on your way leaving. It's like, oh, well, maybe if you get so stressed out or there's so much tension in the air that you'll fumble one of the gifts and you'll drop it on the pathway behind you as you continue forward. So that whoever this competition or whoever they are, they can kind of pick up the droppings that you have, literally. And I mean that as shit too, so that they can pick up whatever droppings that you may have. Okay? Just one foot in front of the other, remain steadfast. You'll make it there to the Six of Swords. Okay? All right, let's do final messages and then I'm going to close this out. Can we have final messages? Judgment, Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Ace of Rods, Three of Rods, Strength. I feel here like it's the difference between like when you are surrounded by friends or colleagues who are at the same level as you versus when you are surrounded by friends and colleagues who you don't even need to compare yourself to because you're not even going for the same position. That's what I'm getting here. Final messages, please. King of Swords. Two of Rods. Knight of Cups. Yeah, there's an archangel. I feel like this is Archangel Michael, but I also feel that there's a masculine uncle or there's a masculine ancestor here on the other side who is also helping you make your way through. Knight of Cups. Like I feel like this could have been a masculine energy that was very gentle or very kind with you. And this is the ancestor that you need at this time to remind you that yes, you're fighting. Yes, you're persevering. Yes, you're making it through. Yes, you're getting the work done. And you're overpowering and overcoming all of these challenges. And also this ancestor wants to remind you to take those moments of being gentle with your own self because this is tough. And you're tougher than what this is. Okay? But that doesn't mean you need to be hard on yourself along the way. Okay? There's, Seven of Cups in the reverse. I heard a spirit. Okay? Welcome. Seven of Cups. I said welcome. Seven of Cups reversed in the death energy here. Like they don't want you to be confused anymore, but I feel like this is they're showing that they're a spirit specifically. Okay? That's too many. So they don't want you to sit in any more confusion. Okay? The Fool. You don't need to sit in any more confusion. If you want something new, you're ready to go out and get it. Judgment, Page of Cups. Final messages, Gold Tarot. Final messages, Gold Tarot. The Devil, Five of Wands. Yes, somebody is losing. I heard that this person is losing their cool, right? Because this was whatever type of adversary that wants to make it seem like you leaving in the Six of Swords or you moving on to peace It's like you're a pinata. They want to hit you and see how much candy can fall out before you go. And it's about time you got away from them. The Magician, child, and the Wheel of Fortune. It's whatever demonic energies these are. They're not able to stop anything for you here. The only thing that they're doing is just making it unpleasant as you leave. Okay? That's what they're doing. Yeah, they're King of Cups, Two of Cups. Who is this? Five of Cups, Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of people, okay? There was the King of Pentacles there who was thinking about his role as a father and his role as a man. But there's also a King of Cups here who's a part of this Five of Wands group. It's not just like these people know each other. They're all in the same type of egregore mindset when it comes to you. And there's a King of Pentacles here who is also in Five of Cups over you, feeling upset and distraught because you decided to exchange their contract for someone else. And that also comes with this energy of you leaving, of you having movement and moving on to something else that you actually do want and that you do want to have around you, a life you do want to live. So I want to tell you here, it's not like there's just, a neighbor or Sally at work or something that's been doing this. There's a whole group of Five of Wands, a whole group of people who are trying to get as much out of you as they can before you transition and move on and leave them behind for good. So put that in perspective here. It's not your energy. Put it in perspective that your energy is so potent. It's so valuable that these people are trying to act like you're a piñata that they can hit while you're on your way out. Okay? They told me to actually get some advice for you all, okay? So don't be confused about your future. Don't be confused about what you're capable of and what you're creating, okay? Because there's a very bright future ahead of you. And I feel here like you've been creating that bright future for years for yourself. And that's the marathon that you're getting to the end of, okay? Macabre deck, can you show us some advice for the Queen of Pentacles here? The collective energy. What is the advice? Do you want that on the fence or reversed? Upright. Okay, what's the advice? And then we have the Empress on the fence. There could specifically be a female boss or a mother figure that you need to leave behind. Not leave behind, sorry. That you need to move on from. There's a boundary that needs to be set here. Okay? And I feel here it's like there's this energy of you can't become the Empress yourself while being under the thumb of another Empress, of a different feminine matriarch. You are growing up or growing into being your own matriarch. So you can't stay under the thumb of a different one, especially one that's coming through on the fence. Okay? Six of Coins. Advice, please. Temperance. Queen of Pentacles. There you are. Queen of Pentacles, the World, and the Devil. Okay? Show me the Empress. Show me the Empress. A King of Swords. Five of Cups. Yeah, so there's a bit of advice here for whoever this Empress is that you may be dealing with. This Empress is someone who calls the shots, they give demands, they give tasks for you to do, but then with the Five of Cups here, it's like they feel like you don't listen or that you're non-compliant. Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles is here. I feel like you would be given more somewhere else by someone else. Okay. This is the type of energy where it's like you miss a phone call from your mother and then they're like, "Why didn't you call me back? Where were you? What were you doing? Why didn't you answer me?" And it's like, it's not that big of a deal. But this person feels that, or that type of an energy would feel that their power over you has been threatened because you've decided to not listen. Okay. Okay. Final pieces of advice. Yeah, Queen of Swords. There's also another energy here. It's like they don't want you to leave because then they feel like they will be left with this Empress. So I'm going to read it both ways. Either one of the masculine, I feel like the masculine energy either feels like they're going to be left with a feminine boss who they don't want to be with or they don't want to be associated with, or they're going to feel like you leaving means that they're supposed to stay with their wife or their girlfriend or their partner who they don't want to be with anymore. Okay? And so, yeah, the Star. Okay. All right, I'm going to close it out here. Strange. There's just a lot of projection. I think that's what this full moon energy is really about. It's a full moon in Leo. This full moon was about revealing projections that people are having from their ego. I see you here moving out of a Queen of Swords where you had to be maybe sharp-witted. You had to respond back to people, so to speak. Like you had to stick up for yourself. You felt alone. When I get the Queen of Swords in this deck specifically, it gives me the energy of a widow. Like someone who they used to have people, they used to have their tribe or their family, whatever it is, but now they're alone and they have a sword in each hand. And it's like this rendition is so specific because there's a sword in each hand. There's a drop of blood on the end of one sword, but she's also crying. There's a teardrop. So what they're showing here is you're about to find better suited people for you. The advice here is to stop responding to some type of Empress here. Okay? Because the only thing she's going to do is keep demanding more and more from you and see what else she can get out of you. Okay? You're moving from this Queen of Swords energy to Four of Wands and the Star to soul family relationships where you feel better about yourself and about how you're spending your time and energy. Okay? It's all coming into balance. So just see the way through. You can do it. Okay, y'all. I'm going to close out the energy of this reading. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Creator, and thank you, Source, for this message. I hope that it has been able to help someone on this day. Glory be to thee, Divine Creator. Ashe. Okay. The Star again. The Star and Eight of Pentacles again. The last thing I guess I'll say here, because these cards fell out, I would kind of encourage you to try to do some wishful thinking or to write out the wishes that you have for yourself and for your life. I would also encourage you to write out the wishes that you want to be fulfilled when you move to this new place, because I think it's about time that you relocated. Okay? So they're saying, write it down and make it tangible. And these gifts and these wishes are given. Okay? All right. I'm also hearing to believe in your wish fulfillment. So I'm going to close this out, Divine, one more time. Thank you, Source. I close out the portals I have been looking within and through, and glory be to the highest creator of all things. Ashe. Okay, y'all. I hope this message was helpful. I'll keep it up for a little bit, but it was a bit of a slower message and kind of an interim message to help keep you motivated on this pathway, because I feel like the energy is very tough right now. Okay? I send my love, and I thank you all for being here. And I'll see you in the next one, and y'all be good. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. And I'll see you soon.